Evening and welcome. Episode 43 of Can an Album Be Written? So, um, working on what's now called Disasters. I don't know. Fun old time. uh, yeah, so it's been good. It's taken me a little while to get things moving. I've had to do yeah, I've really kind of had to get to grips with what need this to do vocally. It seems quite tricky to sing, um, and it's taken me a while to rehearse enough to get to the point that I'm kind of happy to move forward with the rest. Um, and I've pared down what I've got. Actually, previously I was working with two verses, but just singing the same thing over again on the second half. I've actually just looped it, and I've basically recorded a verse. I'm not sure where the song's going to go from there. I don't know if it will go into that second verse or if something else will happen. I'm thinking of maybe some instrumentation to go in as a break or a bridge of some sort. But yeah. Yeah, and it's also, despite having thought that I really kind of had the guitar part down, it's also been interesting that that's changed now as well. I've added quite a lot of chord changes in the chorus. So I'm kind of thinking of that second half. I mean, okay, you haven't heard any of it, so, but I've got, basically at the moment I've got what I'm considering a verse and kind of a chorus. I don't know if that is in fact what I have. The more I think about it, for some reason the first verse reminds me of a musical, which is what's kind of sort of fucking me around. Like it's got a theatric to it, which I'm not used to sort of having. But which I'm really enjoying, which is what I meant at the start. Like it's been a lot of fun. So I'm trying to sort of couple that with, this sort of feeling that I've written a verse and a chorus, which is really, not something that I kind of, when that kind of stuff happens, when it coalesces around an idea enough that it feels very distinctly different between one part and another part of the song, I suppose is what I mean to say, then it's quite startling to me that I've managed to make a transition between one and the other, and make it work. And it, with this, it very much was like, is this? For one of the reasons it's taken me a long time to get this out is because I really didn't know if this whole thing was going to weld together at all. It was really tricky to put the two parts together. I felt immediately like I had the right idea of what chords should be in the chorus, if it continues to be that. And it's required me to, twist them around quite significantly to get them to work. So the initial idea was right, which I think also sort of came out in my construction of the drum beat. So at this point in time, the drums are very, very simple, simplistic throughout this verse and chorus structure. And for ages, I couldn't work out why the guitar part just wasn't gelling with anything. And the ideas for the way the chorus works now were already in the drum beat that I'd written after I'd written the initial chorus. Yeah, I think I'm getting that timeline right. So I wrote the guitar part, then I wrote the drums. It's a stretch in my mind to say that I wrote them, but I sort of pounded at some pads for a little while to see if it worked. Actually, the ideas that were in that sort of fumbling attempt at the drum beat, which is still in there, but now sort of quantized and added over with a virtual drummer, and I'll get to that in a sec. They actually informed the way I play the solo on the guitar now far more than the original guitar part itself. Like, it's very much in the drums where I found the way the guitar is going to work in this, even though the initial ideas flowed from the playing of it on the guitar. But so couldn't be more pleased with that actually as a process. That's great to think that I can just transition between those different elements of the instrumentation and sort of bring the ideas back and forth, which has been fun to do. Also, choice of guitar. So I started on the Strat and make it work. So I actually switched to the Dean, which I'm concerned about because it has, I don't know if it's something to do with the placement of the bridge or what's gone wrong. The neck doesn't seem to be warped, but the distance between the top of the fretboard and the low E is quite large, and the distance between the high E and the bottom of the fretboard is considerably smaller. So I think the neck's come out of I think the bridge has come out of alignment in some way, shape or form, which is annoying, and saddening because I've had that guitar for a while. But I'm thinking actually it might not be that hard to just get a slab body, because the neck and the pickups that I really like. So I'm thinking if I can pick up a slab body somewhere that will fit it, then I might just do that. Now I might not do that. I might see if I can find someone to put the parts together again, because I think I'm the one that fucked that up. But maybe it'd be a nice project to actually try and get it right. Yes, that seems more reasonable. I should take the challenge. I'll see if I can find a slab body and do the work. But yeah, what else? I was going to talk about. Oh yes, the drums. So I pounded out an idea on the drum pads, and then got a virtual drummer to follow that track. And I've ended up sticking with that actually. I initially tried to then, I think I said in the last video, maybe was going to try and put another drum kit on top and follow that. I did try that. It didn't work out well. I couldn't get the swing and the push and pull balance to work. I've ended up just sticking really with the original virtual drums. It's honestly a little odd because I think the vocals are now filling in where the drums are lacking in terms of this sort of feel of this theatrical sense of it overall. And I know there needs to be more in the drums. There could be more. I think there just needs to be more skill apparent in the drums than there is currently. And that's all to do with my own ineptitudes on that. But the vocal is filling in for a lot. It's the way I think the vocal hits the what is it, the cadence or the timing or whatever, the way the vocal hits and comes in is kind of doing a lot of the sort of work that probably should be being mirrored in the cymbals or whatever. But and that's again another nice thing, along with sort of the way the guitar part has come from the drums. yeah, I'm now taking some of the work away from the drums with my vocal. So it's all integral and working quite nicely with this, and I'm enjoying that. But I do have only at this point, and I've been working on this for like a full week now, just verse and chorus. So there's a lot of this song yet to write, and so yeah. But anyway, so that's where I am with that. Probably leave it there, and good night, and like, subscribe, anything you'd like to say, stick in the bottom. That'd be amazing.